In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create a unique product slider. This allows you to adjust the price between two ranges, and we're going to be doing it on our Squarespace store. I'm going to use a trial website. Also, for full disclosure, this will include a $74 plugin by Square Websites. Information's in the description about how you can get your hands on it, but this is by far the easiest and best way I've found of adding this type of product slider. So let's jump over to our shop. I've already created a wide range of tutorials for this plugin, but I just wanted to focus in on the product slider. This is how it looks in vanilla format. This is with no plugin added. And I'm going to take you through the full installation process. I'm not going to take my time like I did with the dedicated video I created on that process. And instead, we're going to fly through the first bits. But the good news is, once you purchase the plugin, all of this information is available. We're going to go through this step-by-step guide pretty quickly. So first up, we're going to go down to the first section of code and let's copy that. I'll just double check that I've got everything I need. This first line of code needs to be copied. And then we go to our shop area, click on the cog icon to go into settings, pop down to advanced at the bottom of the menu, and then go to, again at the bottom of the menu, page header code injection. Once we've got this open, we should see this code block here. Don't freak out at this stage if you're new to coding. We're going to be copying and pasting throughout the entire process. So now I'm pasting that information in. And we can see that the script's in place. And what this will do, once I press save, is allow this pop-up button to appear here. This brings its own window, and we've got a series of options. For the standard extension without the slider, we would just copy this code section here. The team at Square Websites have already provided a slider variant that has all the code, plus everything we need for the slider as well. Handy addition, and it saves having to go through to paste something in exactly the right place. If you've already installed this plugin and you're looking to add the slider, there are instructions available when you purchase the plugin that will take you through that process of adding it in at a later date. But to keep this really simple, especially for those of you who aren't comfortable working with code, this is by far the most straightforward option. So let's copy all of that text. We're going to close this window once copied, then go back into our shop area, click on the cog, pop all the way down to advanced, and then page header code injection once more. Now we can highlight and get rid of that code because it's done its job by bringing up that pop-up button. And now we can paste the entire code that we wanted to put into that page. We can press save and it should now replace those category links with a fully interactive universal filter plugin. I've preset tags within the site for different sizes. We've got categories that we can drill down to. And there's a lot we can work with here. I can remove the categories or tags by clicking on the cross once they're selected to remove them. The feature that we've added in and focusing on in this tutorial is the price slider. If I move the starting price slider up, we can see that the products are reducing. And bear in mind that even though this price is starting at $60 now, and these products are all below 60, one thing we can see is it says from. We know that there are pricing variations, in this case, small, medium, or large, that adjust the prices. That's why it's still showing up, even though the pitch price is lower. Hope that makes sense. But the other thing you may be looking at this, especially from a design background, is this doesn't look very appealing at the moment. Even when we switch to full screen mode, we've got too many items, and it dropping down to the next line really takes away the appeal. There are a few things that we can do to tidy this up. We can either remove any of these features that we don't want, and then we go back into the head code injection once more. Or alternatively, we can change its position from the top to the left or right hand side. And we can actually see that setting really high up here. So at this stage, I'd recommend Command A to select all, or Control A on a Windows computer. And then Control or Command C, depending on whether you're on Windows or Mac again. Copy that and then go into something like Notes or Notepad. I've just got one open here, so I'm just going to clear that out and I'm just going to paste it in there. It's not mandatory, but I'd recommend doing this because if you make a mistake in any of the settings, you've got a fallback option. That means you don't have to go through the full installation setup once more. So let's now look at changing this from top to left. And let's see how that looks when we press save. Instantly, we can see this is looking much better. We can see the price title, and that line's a little bit closer to the line for my liking. So we could go into custom CSS and tweak it if we know what we're doing in that side of things. Or alternatively, let's see if we can remove the title for our product slider. So this is where it's a case of looking through all of the settings. There's really good documentation to go with this as well. We can even adjust things like the transition speed, so how quickly the products fade in once we change all our settings. All of this is available. Now you could just leave it at this, and that's absolutely fine. Here, for example, we've got the label. If I was to change this to false, hoping that will get rid of the price slider because it's pretty obvious what the settings are. So instantly by doing that, we've got better spacing, more white space around that element, and it fitting in quite well. Let's go into another option. If we go back into advanced, another setting I'm going to change is align it to the left. So the menu options sit flush to the left-hand side of that column. It's a subtle change, but one I'd like to make. Okay, so we've got a view option here. So we can change this from drop-down options, a pull-down or drop-down menu, to look something different. So let's try maybe, let's try modern. So if I change that, the overall look and feel changes completely. The only thing is here we can see that text has disappeared. So we would have to change this to a light colored background section. And you can see we needed to refresh that for it to happen. And now we've got our options then fully available and visible. You can, of course, as I said, apply custom CSS to really style this, but you may need a professional front-end developer or designer who knows their way around the code. And if we just change the background section, if it disappears, don't panic, it'll come back in just a moment. Let's go in once more and change this now to drop-downs. And we get all of our features back as we want them. Again, you can use custom code to really style this. Having it left, top, or right, having different style effects, and of course adding in this price slider are some unique effects that we can add with this plugin. Hope this has helped you to get the most from this plugin. If you want extra wraparound support from developers and designers who know this plugin inside out, we have a community over on School with a dedicated section for this. It's only $15 a month. I've left the info in the description, and if you're looking to turbocharge your Squarespace websites, it's worth heading over and taking a look. Otherwise, I'm going to be creating loads more tutorials on this channel. Subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.